Did you know, even one of the biggest stars in the world, one of the most adored, most famous, most recognized faces on this planet, can still feel completely invisible? I know. It almost doesn't seem possible, does it? But it's true. Johnny Depp, the man who's played some of the most iconic roles of our time, the one who's been making us laugh, cry, and cheer for decades, recently said something that caught the world completely off guard. He said, "I just want someone who sees me." And just like that, with one quiet sentence, Johnny reminded all of us that even the people who seem to have everything, fame, money, success, admiration, can still feel unseen. That line hit people harder than anything he's ever said in a movie. Because let's be honest here. Haven't you felt that way before? Even just once? You give. You try. You show up every day. You try to be good, to be kind, to be what people need, and yet, it feels like nobody really sees you. Not the real you. Not the part of you that hurts. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. And as it turns out, neither is Johnny. So, stay with me for a little while. Because I want to tell you his story. Why he said those words. What it reveals, not just about him, but maybe, about you too. And who knows, maybe by the end of this, you'll start to see yourself a little differently. Let's go back to the beginning. For years, decades even, Johnny Depp has been Hollywood's definition of cool. He's been the pirate who made kids believe in adventure. He's been the quiet poet who made us feel understood. The dreamer who reminded us to dream. He took on roles nobody else could have made come alive the way he did. And we loved him for it. We screamed his name when he showed up to premieres. We lined up for hours just to catch a glimpse of him. His face was everywhere, on posters, in magazines, on our screens. And yet, behind all of that, Johnny was hurting. Because fame, as glamorous as it looks, as shiny and loud and exciting as it seems, can also be one of the loneliest places in the world. And Johnny's personal life? It was messy. His marriages fell apart, and not quietly either. His breakups were front-page news. His legal battles? They were played out like soap operas for millions of strangers to watch and pick apart. Every mistake, every misstep, every private pain, turned into gossip for the world to consume. People thought they knew him. They thought they saw him. But the truth is, they only ever saw the version they wanted to see. The pirate. The bad boy. The rebel. The movie star. Nobody really saw him. Not the quiet, broken, fragile man behind the mask. And that's the part of his story that gets to you, doesn't it? Because when he finally sat down and admitted, in that low, quiet voice, "I just want someone who sees me," it wasn't just about romance. It wasn't about being in love or finding the one. It was about something much deeper than that. It was about connection. About how hard it is, really, truly hard, to feel understood. And isn't that something we all want? Isn't that what we're all quietly hoping for? Think about it. How many times have you walked into a crowded room and felt completely alone? How many times have you smiled through the day, done what people expected, played your part perfectly, but gone home at night feeling like nobody really noticed you at all? Like nobody really saw you? That's the pain Johnny was describing. Here's a man who spent his whole life giving performances that stayed with us long after the credits rolled. Giving himself to his craft, to his art. Pouring his soul into characters that made us feel something. And yet, somehow, everyone still only saw the surface. They saw Captain Jack Sparrow. They saw Edward Scissorhands. They saw the star on the red carpet. But they didn't see Johnny. And when he finally admitted how much that hurt, you could almost hear it in his voice. There wasn't anger. There wasn't even bitterness. Just this quiet, almost childlike wish, please, someone see me. And it makes you think, doesn't it? If someone like Johnny Depp, someone with all the charm, all the talent, all the fame you could ever dream of, can feel invisible, how many of us are hiding that same hurt? How many of us are sitting in silence, hoping someone, anyone, will finally look up and see the real us? It's a powerful reminder. No matter how confident someone seems. No matter how perfect their life looks from the outside. No matter how many people they have around them. Everyone craves the same thing. To feel noticed. To feel understood. To feel like they matter. And maybe that's why his words hit home for so many people. Because when Johnny said those words, they didn't just belong to him anymore. They became our words too. So, what do we do with that? How do we take that ache, that quiet longing to feel seen, and turn it into something better? Well, here's what I've learned. First, say it. Out loud. I know it feels scary. Vulnerable. Like you're admitting something you're supposed to keep hidden. But saying it, telling someone you feel invisible, can actually be the very first step to being seen. It takes courage. Just like it did for Johnny. Sometimes that's all it takes. For someone to stop, look up, and finally realize what you've been carrying all along. Second, pay attention to who you keep close. We can't control what everyone thinks of us. We can't make everyone see us the way we want them to. But we can choose who we let into our lives. Keep the ones who make you feel valued. The ones who notice the little things. The ones who don't just hear you, they listen. And third, maybe the most important one, start seeing others. We're all so busy, aren't we? Caught up in our own worries, our own to-do lists, our own little world. But what if someone right next to you is feeling the exact same way you do? What if they're hurting too, and just waiting for someone to notice? So, look up. Look someone in the eyes. Really listen when they talk. Notice the small ways they're trying. Even just saying, I see you, can mean the world to someone who feels invisible. And here's something else to remember, being seen doesn't mean being perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to be the funniest person in the room. Or the smartest. Or the most successful. You just have to be, you. And for someone out there, that's already more than enough. So please, remember that. You're not invisible. You're not forgettable. You're enough. Now, before you go, I want to ask you something. Have you ever felt invisible? Even around people who say they care about you? And if you have, what helped you feel seen again? Share your story in the comments below. Because you never know, your words might just help someone else feel less alone today. And if this video made you feel something, maybe a little comfort, maybe a little hope, or even just a little less alone, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It really does help more than you know. And if you'd like to keep exploring the human side of your favorite stars, the part of them nobody talks about, stick around. Watch the next video that's waiting for you right here. We'll dive into another story that proves we're all more alike than we think. Thanks for spending this time with me. And please, don't forget. You deserve to be seen. Always. You are enough. Always.